Peace to the family. Now, I'm sitting here looking at this video, right? Actually, yesterday, when I did my show live, did a live show yesterday, I saw an actual announcement or a flyer or whatever that Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather would be fighting each other next year in the exhibition, 2026. Now, of course, next year, Mike Tyson will be 60 years old because he was born in 1966. So we have a less than 50-year-old Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd was born in 77, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be 48 years old, 49, what is it, 40, about 49 years old next year. So we're going to have a 49-year-old version of Floyd Mayweather fighting a 60-year-old version of Mike Tyson in 2026. So Floyd is addressing a lot of the flack because a lot of people are saying, oh man, we didn't ask for this fight. Oh, Floyd is an attention whore. Crawford and Canelo fighting on the 13th next week, September, and he want to make this announcement now. And Floyd replied back in classic Floyd Money Mayweather fashion. He replied back on a private jet. He replied back by having bags full of money. He's putting the money in a Ziploc bag, saying that he's going to keep the bread fresh. He's showing that he's, showing all his Louis bags. He has 3-4 different cell phones with different the different coverings and casings on them from different parts of the world. As a matter of fact, let's look at this. Let's look at the comments as well. But let's look at this and see exactly what the people have to say. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see here, this is the announcement. Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather signed for 2026. Now, this is what's going on. A lot of people are saying some things over here in the post and this and that, but it is what it is. So this is the announcement. This is on Twitter. This is on pretty much on all the different social media posts, right? Now, I want y'all to see the actual response from Floyd Mayweather. Look at how Floyd respond in classic fashion, and we want to see what the people are saying in the comment section. A lot of people are feeling some type of way, and I also want to pivot to something else as it relates to what led up to Floyd becoming the man that he is today. We're gonna go over that. But tell me, what do you think about this?
Shit, I'm pretty sure I'd be upset too if I was somebody else. I'd be mad at Mayweather too. How the fuck for 29 years or 30 years you keep getting money like this? I'd be mad too. Shit, I'd be hating on Mayweather too. Continue to hate. People only talk about winners. I'm a winner, so continue to talk.
So as you can see, Floyd is saying that, hey man, people want to talk about winners, continue to hate, continue to talk, whatever the case may be, and he's putting the money in the Ziploc bag. Let's continue.
Keep the bread fresh. Put it in the bag. Call me the bread man. Tip money.
He said, I like to keep my bread fresh, put it in a bag. But this nigga always got some slick shit to say.
Fucking throw it in here too. Throw it in the Floyd bag. See, I'm balling the fuck out. Crocodile phones. Himalayan phones. Crocodile bags. It's my life, man. Keep hating. That bag. We back. The NFL started today. It's my football. My football green. My gloves is green. Shit, I gotta pick my plane green.
Now, one thing I will say, Floyd loves his money. He loves his money. You get what I'm saying? That's one thing about Floyd. He loves his money, and he loves flaunting his wealth. Now, some people would say, oh, man, rich people who get money, they don't act like that. Warren Buffett don't do that. And Warren Buffett had way more money than Floyd ever see. But, mostly a lot of the white guys, older white guys who have money, they come from a different culture. So they don't do things that someone like a black guy, came up from the hood, came up from poverty would do. You know, that's kind of different. You get what I'm saying? But so as you can see, you know, this is Floyd. This is classic Floyd. Remember, Floyd Mayweather whole moniker is Money May. And then we get fighters like I remember I was interviewing Brian Norman Jr. In Georgia, and he was telling me that, you know, I put the clip out there in that interview. He was saying he was speaking about Devin Haney wanting to be like Floyd and trying to mimic his whole style and image and stuff like that. And I will say this for you young fighters, you're not going to be able to do what Floyd Mayweather did. What Floyd Mayweather did was a microcosm. It was a he's an anomaly. You know, you can try to imitate it the best you can, but you're not going to be able to do what he did because, you know, Floyd hit at the right time. It was lightning in a bottle. You'll never make that kind of money. Never. You know what I mean? Not in boxing in today's time. You won't make that kind of money right now. So, you know, a lot of fighters are trying to imitate, not a lot, but a few fighters are trying to imitate that. Well, really, it's only like one fighter that I could think of, but they try to imitate that, you know, the whole Money Mayweather thing, and that's Devin Haney. But to get to that level where Floyd is at, that's very, very rare. So Floyd is addressing that. But the reason why Floyd is able to flaunt the way he is, because I hear a lot of you young fighters, you know, some of you young fighters, you try to mimic what Floyd Mayweather said. Yeah, man, you know, I can't pay my bills with legacy. I'm chasing the bag. You know, I got to get to the money. You get this and that. Why take these hard fights when I can take these easy fights for big money? You're not going to be able to get any easy fights for big money. And what you fail to realize is this. If Floyd is telling you guys that, now you could probably get an exhibition or something of that sort, but I'm saying if Floyd is telling you guys that, you know, legs, you can't pay your bills with legacy, you can't feed your family with belts and this and that, let me explain something to you. You see, you guys see this, you guys don't see this version of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd down there crying, you see Booger Ray right there with him and his trainer, and then you see Floyd sitting there counting his money in his hand, smiling. And then you see the watches and the jewelry and stuff and all of that, right? See, a lot of you young fighters, you caught up on that, right? The flash, right? But this is the problem. I'm going to tell y'all the problem with this. Right here, let me show y'all something. This is the problem. This is the problem with you guys thinking that way. Legacy, you can't pay your bills with legacy. This is the farce. Right here, Floyd Mayweather was ranked #1 by ESPN as ESPN's top 25 boxers of the century. He didn't get here because of the money that he made. He got here, and let me blow this up. He got here, Floyd Mayweather said, the same guy who told you, young niggas, that's in boxing, who told you, oh, don't worry about legacy, you can't pay your bills with legacy, this and that. Floyd telling you that because he don't want you to go after legacy. Because Floyd made his wealth and riches off of going after legacy. He fought Oscar De La Hoya, legacy fight. Ricky Hatton, legacy fight. Manny Pacquiao, legacy fight. Miguel Cotto, legacy fight. Sugar Shane Mosley, legacy fight. Zab Judah, legacy fight. And the list goes on and on and on. All the legacy fights he made in order to lead up to the big money fight with Conor McGregor and stuff like that. So, but I want you guys to read this here. He said, I want to thank the Ring magazine for, not Ring magazine, but ESPN Ringside for recognizing my hard work and dedication. He wanted to thank them for recognizing his hard work and dedication. He didn't say, I want to thank them for money. They didn't recognize him for the money. They recognized him for his hard work and dedication. Let's continue. He said that it's an honor to be ranked on the list alongside 24 truly talented champions. Only way you can be a champion, you got to fight for belts. Why? Because the belts is legacy. The money is a byproduct of all of that. The money gonna come. It ain't like you fight for belts and ain't getting paid. You fight for belts, you fight for legacy, you're going to get paid. That's a byproduct of that. It's not either or. You can do both. You don't have to say you either gotta go for the legacy and don't be broke, or go for the belts and be broke. No. You can do both. And for all of you young jitterbugs who listen to Floyd, because Floyd be saying some crazy stuff sometimes, and I gotta correct it. Who be saying, oh man, look at them dudes who fought in the old days. Look at them, some of them dudes, they broke, they ain't got no money. You know, because they wasn't getting paid. That's a lie. Them guys were getting paid the equivalent of what a lot of guys are getting paid today for that time, due to inflation and stuff like that. If you factor in inflation, but a lot of those guys, they didn't manage their money well. If a fighter who made a lot of money in the 70s and 80s and 90s is broke in today's time, You can't sit back and say, oh man, that's because they was fighting for peanuts. They weren't making no money. No, if you don't manage your money right, you can end up broke. That's not a byproduct of, oh man, because he didn't get paid a lot of money. No, being broke is a byproduct of you not managing your money. You could be taking care of everybody in your family. That's a quick way to go broke. You could have 1,000 kids with 20 different baby mamas. That's a quick way to go broke. You could be married and get several divorces and got to pay half to your wife. That's a quick way to go broke. So you have to factor in why a lot of those old fighters went broke. And most of the times, you know, it really, a lot of times it really didn't have anything to do with them not getting paid. Now, some of them didn't get paid what they should have, but if you manage your money, if you are a bad manager of finances, you're gonna be broke. Simple as that. But let's continue. I digress. Floyd says that I am forever grateful to my father for teaching me everything, to my mother for always believing in me, and last but not least, to my Uncle Roger. May he rest in peace. And then you see Shakur Stevenson put GOAT there, and then you see another guy talking about see you in Vegas, Sham, and this guy's talking about excuses, this and that, yada, 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 list of excuses. This guy said the greatest ever. Thank you for your sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears, Sham. So these guys are pretty much glazing Floyd. He said hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, and tears. People forget that hard work and dedication. They look at the ice and all that stuff that Floyd has, and they think that, you know, in the money. That's what they look at. They forget the hard work and dedication. But the legacy fights is the reason why they talk about Floyd to this day. When people talk about Floyd now, the people who focus on materialism, oh, he got the jet, he got the money. But how did he get the jet? How did he get the money? Y'all totally missed that. Y'all totally skipped the pretty boy Floyd phase. You totally skipped, you know, a lot of the things I had to go into Floyd Money Mayweather being the guy that he is right now. Now, I get a lot of people are mad and upset. Well, some people, and I ain't gonna say a lot, but some people are, you know, Floyd is an attention whore. Yes, he's a narcissist. Yes, he's a very flawed man, like many people. But he can always fall back on his money. He's always going to say, look, I'm living good. I got money. I'm steady getting these checks. You know, I've been doing this for 29, 30 years because I think he turned pro in 1996. So next year going to be 30 years, you know, and he's been retired for how long? About 7, 8 years now, something like that. When did he retire? 2017, somewhere around there, 2017, 18, somewhere up in there, right? So he's retired. He's a Hall of Famer. And he got in the Hall of Fame because of his resume, the legacy fights. You can't skip that. So Floyd is everything you say he is. Whatever you can think of him, that's who he is. But that's just reality of the situation. Him and Mike Tyson, I don't know how true that is. That's the information that's out there. But that's what it is, fam. Floyd is Floyd. It is what it is. You know, he's addressing his haters. He's counting his money. He's on a private jet. And, he's at the Clearport, as Jay-Z would say. He don't go to the airport. He go to the Clearport. Because he's getting on, he's going over there when you get on a private plane. He don't have to go through TSA and all that stuff there. He's living his best life. You know, some people are trying to live their lives vicariously through Floyd because you will never get there because your reality is the total opposite of Floyd's reality. And the only way that you can find pleasure in life is by living your life because your life is so miserable. Some people, I'm not saying all, but some people, they got to live their lives vicariously through their favorite celebrity, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, whether it's another fighter, entertainer, whatever, right? But there are more ways of getting money outside of entertainment. You can become many different things to make money. There's a million ways to make money, right? So, but that's who Floyd Mayweather is. So I do get it for all of those who are mad and upset with Floyd. You saying he's a narcissist, that's true. You saying he's arrogant, that's true. You saying that he's self-centered, that's true. You saying he's insecure, that's true. All of those things are true. But Floyd is always going to fall back on what? Yeah, but I'm rich. But like I say, I got money. I got more money than you. You know, like I said before, I'm on a private jet. You get what I'm saying? So he's doing all of that. And it is what it is. And he's still getting to the money at 48 years old. At 48, he's still getting to the money. You know, and him and Mike Tyson going to make a lot of money next year. You know, and that's just the reality of the situation. And I don't have a problem with this fight. I'm going to tell you why. It's an exhibition. And Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather are two retired fighters. They're retired. They're not active fighters fighting exhibition matches. They're retired fighters. So, let the two old, let Mike Tyson be 60 next year, Floyd to be 49 next year. Let the 49-year-old and the 60-year-old get back in the ring for an exhibition and make some money. That's all I got to say. What do you guys think? Hate, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.